Hello everyone, welcome to Australia. Welcome to Australian Book Travels and to our book recommendation and catch up this week. I always enjoy a good catch up, you know that. I'm sitting in, for those of you who know the channel and you've watched us for a while, I'm sitting in a different area of the house, as you can see. I wanted to give you a different backdrop this week. I think it's important that your visuals are stimulated just as much as my nattering and catching up on the book recommendations. It's just nicer if you've got something different to look at. So I hope you enjoy. Now, I hope you've all achieved what you wanted to achieve this week, whether you have started a new novel or you've finished it, or you've started a new exercise regime, or you've begun spring cleaning or autumn cleaning your home, or you've begun a new job, perhaps. I hope that it has worked out well for you, and I hope that you're chugging along nicely with that. I have to say it is a little bit warm in here, everyone, and I have a shirt on that is quite... It's silky, and it's, unfortunately, because it's hot, I can't put the fans on because otherwise it will interfere with the audio, and I'm perspiring and it's hot. Honestly, lately, I feel as though that's all I say to you is that I'm hot and I'm perspiring. But it's true. Here in Australia, we are really struggling with the heat. Well, here in Victoria, we're struggling with the heat at the moment. And I want to give a shout out to all of those in Queensland and northern New South Wales. You are at the moment going through a terrible time with the cyclone and floods and winds. I hope you're all okay. But we are struggling in the heat. So it's unbelievable, really. All around the world, people are under snow, there's earthquakes and all sorts of things. So we have to deal with everything the best we can, don't we? Now, before I get on to our books, which I'm very excited about, those of you who've been watching the channel for a while, you will know that I have been trying to organise the channel and research things that I can do with the channel to make it more popular, I guess, to get more subscribers and more viewers. I know we're having trouble with the algorithms. YouTube apparently can't determine whether we're for bookish people or whether we're for travel people. And over the last few weeks, I've been letting you know that we're thinking about splitting the channel and just making two different channels where it was just for book recommendations and just for travel videos. We have decided this week, I have some really exciting news. Well, I hope it's exciting for you anyway. We're going to leave the channel as it is for now, because what we didn't want to do was compromise our subscribers and you as viewers and subscribers, so that you weren't having to deactivate one subscription and then subscribe to a new channel. We thought we would leave this channel as it is, let it tinker on. We'll do the best we can with the travel videos. They are more popular than the book recommendations, but we'll just have to go with it. This is the channel now, and hopefully eventually maybe YouTube will recognise that we're a multi-faceted channel. But for you, we wanted to make it easy for you. And it's easy for us too, to just leave it this way. However, as you know, we were thinking of changing it all because the travel videos were popular, but they are costly for us to produce. And we really needed the subscribers and the viewers to bring in the income through YouTube, through the adverts and things like that. So we then decided, I had a bit of an idea this week, and I hope you'll come along on the journey. As I say, we're going to leave the channel as it is, but what we are going to do, we have a cottage on the property that we had built. It was a little kit. It's only tiny. We had it built when we moved from Tasmania and the Middle East. Mark and I came here to come back to Victoria for work and family and other reasons, which I won't go into now. And so we needed this little cottage built very quickly. When we first came here with all of the animals, I moved the farm from Tasmania. We lived in the back of a gooseneck, a big horse truck that had been lent to us. We were in that for a couple of weeks, and then we had this little cottage built. It's just a kit, very tiny, and we then lived in that. We never finished the inside of it because for time and financial commitments, we were really committed to building this house. So we never finished it, and then when we had to decommission it through council so that we could live in this house, we had to decommission the little cottage. And in doing that, we then really just used the cottage as a shed. And it really has gone wild down there. It is in a disgraceful state, and we never, and I'll explain this later on in the new channel that I'm about to tell you about. We never got around to finishing it. We never put a garden around it. We never did anything to pretty it up, mainly because we were wanting to put our finances into this house. We needed somewhere to live that had a shower and all of that sort of thing, and a loo and kitchen. Although we lived on with a generator. We didn't have electricity. So we never finished it. And we've really treated it just like a shocking, it's just a shed that everything goes into, and it's not organised, it's not sorted, which really does irk me because I do like things to be neat and clean and sorted so that you're confident in going to a particular place and you know that things are going to be clean and ready to use. But we've just really used it in a bad way. So what we've decided to do, now there is a lot of organising, everyone, so you will have to bear with us, please. But what we've decided to do is start a completely new channel. Keep this channel as it is. We're going to tick along with this because I love it, I enjoy it, and I really love interacting with you all about the books and about the travel. But what Mark and I have decided to do, we're going to start a new channel renovating the cottage. We're going to show you right from scratch as it is now in a disgraceful state. We very rarely go into that cottage apart from just shoving things in to get rid of them and keep the rest of the place tidy. I went in there the other day and there are cobwebs, there are mice. It's terrible. It's in a terrible state and there's no garden around it. So what we thought we'd do, start this channel, a brand new channel. We have to do all the paperwork around that. We have to start a new channel on YouTube. So there's a little bit of work to do with that. We also have to think of a name for the new channel. And it is going to be solely dedicated from go to woe, making this cottage beautiful. And the surrounding area. We want a garden, we want to put in a shade house, a patio, we want to decorate it, we really want to make it lovely. Now, there are a number of reasons, or there are a number of things that we're thinking at the moment that may be the outcome for that cottage. And I will explain that on the channel, but I'll just let you know here. We may be looking at just to use it ourselves as an office and a place where I can film for this channel. And a place where I can sit and read and maybe make myself a cup of tea and all of that sort of thing. That is for us. Then there is another thing that we were thinking of, effectively not donating it, but donating the use of it to people who have cancer. So that if they need some respite, particularly after their treatment, then they could use it as a little getaway with them on their own or their family, even their dogs perhaps, and offer services. And this really depends, everyone, on insurance and all of that sort of thing, it really is a lot to think about. But Mark and I were thinking that we would like to try and do this particular thing, and perhaps offer cancer patients things like services like having their hair cut, having a facial, having a massage, not by us, but by professional people. So we're thinking that that's another thing that it's another option that we may use, but we have to be careful, as I say, with insurance and all that liability, not just to be on the property, but to actually use those services. We have to be really careful, especially in this day and age. We just don't want the stress of being seen to be doing the wrong thing or to be accused of doing the wrong thing. But we would love to do it. That is one thing we would absolutely love to do. So that's another option. And the other option is to turn the cottage into a really beautiful place. Again, all of the same ideas for either our use or cancer patients or as a bed and breakfast. Now, the bed and breakfast has been mentioned over the years. We have been here now 14 years. The cottage has been here 14 years. We've been in this house now 10 years. So for all of those years, there has been the option, do we sell the cottage and get rid of it? Do we do it up? Do we have it as a B&B? And each time we've sort of thought, no, we'll just continue using it as a shed. And, we really don't want any trouble with people or issues with insurance or anything like that. But it's now come to the point where I cannot tolerate the cottage the way it is anymore. It is shameful and it's a waste of a really, really good little cottage. So that's what we're thinking, everyone. We're hoping that you will join that channel as well, because I know a lot of you have said that you would love to see renovation and works on the property. And really, that is such a major work. It will take us months, perhaps even years to really do it properly, the way we want to do it. We want to have a patio, perhaps even a little carport. We want gardens. And Mark is a landscape architect and studied horticulture. I'm also an really avid gardener. We have grown all of our own stuff from seed. We grow our own vegetables from seed. We've done all of that. So we were thinking of imparting that knowledge with you through the cottage. So yeah, we're really excited. We already have so many plans ticking around every day. Mark and I, this idea really came up this week. And every day, Mark and I have been saying, okay, what is next? What do we do? How do we do it? What is the best way to do it? So we're hoping you will join us. Now, that may not take place for a few months because we are doing all of the background work first. We have the YouTube channel that has to be up and running. We're even thinking of buying another camera and a drone so that you can see overhead what we're doing with the cottage and the plot of land that we intend to dedicate to the cottage. So yeah, so we're doing all of that background work. It will be a few months away until we can upload and have the channel live. But do let me think, please do let me know what you think about that, because I know a number of you have said that you would love to see us working around the property and you would love to see us renovating and things like that. And we thought that was a really good opportunity. Even though we haven't finished things here in the house, in our home, and we may get to that eventually with you, but we thought that wasn't as exciting or interesting because with the cottage, we are starting from the cottage was never finished anyway, and it's really in a bad way. So there is a lot to do down there. Whereas in the home, apart from what we really want it to look like, and we do have things like doorways and bulkheads to finish and patios and verandas and things like that, but it's not as exciting because you're seeing our home really it would have to be 80% finished, I guess. Whereas with the cottage, although the cottage is there, we are going to really try and start it from scratch. Even the garden is from scratch. I mean, it is just basically bare earth down there. And also we will take out that kitchen and we're going to put in a much nicer kitchen down there. So yes, we hope that you will come along for that. It will be a new channel. It will mean that you will have to subscribe to that, or well, you don't have to subscribe, but if you're wanting to, you can subscribe to that channel. It's for free anyway. And we thought that it then keeps these two channels separate, which then may help, if we keep the other channel separate, it may then help the algorithms with that channel and for it to be really successful so that it can then assist this channel. And if we link them, then people who are interested in renovating may also be interested in looking around Australia, or they may be interested in the book recommendations. So there is method to our madness, everyone. It is madness. It will be a lot of work, but I'm really looking forward to it. Mark and I are truly excited about it. And I wanted to let you know now so that if you can let us know what you think, but also so that you're aware of what's going on and how excited we are about it. So I'm very excited, everyone. Hopefully it'll all come to fruition. And the outcome of that is really to help this channel as well. So there is method to the madness, as I say. Okay, let's get on with these 4 novels. Echo Publishing sent me this first one. I wanted to read this. Oh, everyone, I think I need my goggles. Yep, I do. I can only barely see you. Okay. I wanted to read this one. I had it on the list. Echo Publishing sent it to me a week ago, I think. It was this week anyway. Today is Sunday, by the way, everyone, so you'll be seeing this on Monday. This is Anna Maynard's Dancing with Bees. She's Australian, and she this is set in, from memory, because I've read about 4 other books since this one this year. She lives in Tasmania. That is something I wanted to say. She is Australian, but I think this is this was set in Hobart. Yeah, it's set in Hobart. I thought that. I just wanted to check that. This is a romance. It's and a little bit more actually. Our protagonist is involved in a romance where she becomes involved and interested in beekeeping. That's all I'm going to say. Now, I really enjoyed this. It's contemporary. The only thing I will say to you, as you know, I do like to tell you how I genuinely feel about the book. I'm not going to tell you that I love something and you all must read it because it's all a must, if I feel that there's something that may hold you back from that, from enjoying it. So I'm going to give you a bit of a disclaimer. There are a few, and you may think, when you read this, you may think, what is Cheryl talking about? She clearly is a prude, but I can promise you I'm not a prude. It's just that when I'm reading a novel, I like it to be in a particular way. I like it to read a particular way. I'm not a big fan, as you know, I'm not a big fan of a lot of swearing. And I'm not a fan of modern day Australian, but not necessarily just Australian, modern day sayings with swear words in them. This does have that. So I'll just warn you, it does have swearing, and there are some sayings and sort of quotes in here that are that I didn't enjoy. I'll be honest, I didn't enjoy that side of it. But there's not a lot of that, and it shouldn't take away from the story. There's a bit of a tangled web in here. It's fun, it's witty, but I just need to let you know that if you're not interested in swearing, or you're not interested in that more modern day sayings, It's also, this has, because it's modern day and it's set in current day, it has text messages and things like that. Again, I'm not a big fan of that, only because when I read a novel, I want to escape from the modern day. That's not to say that you won't enjoy this. I did, because it had a bit of romance, although it is out of my comfort zone. I'm not a big romance, current day, contemporary romance fan, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun, and the fact that it's set in Tasmania, which is where I lived for 7 years, and an Australian author, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. But I just wanted to let you know those couple of things. If you're not into swearing and you're not into really modern day text or modern day occurrences or modern day quotations, just be aware that this novel does have that in them. But it's good. I enjoyed it. That's that one, everyone. Oh, I'll pop it under here. I don't know where to pop it. I've got them all on my knee. Now, this next one is also, there's also a disclaimer in this. This does have, I'll tell you what it is first. This is S.T. Gibson, An Education in Malice, hardcover. Oh, by the way, everyone, I forgot to let you know. I always do this, don't I? This is Echo Publishing, and I think it was about 300 pages. Epilogue. And I think it was about 298, including the acknowledgements. But this is 2025. Yes, it's 2025. So, and I'll let you know when this, I think it has been just released or it's just being released. So I'll let you know in the subtitles as to its release as well. So that's that one. Now, this is S.T. Gibson, An Education in Malice, hardcover. American author. She lives in Boston. And this is, first of all, it's Orbit, I think, Orbit Publishing. Let me have a look. Just from memory, I read this one this week. This is 2023, and it's Orbit Publishing. And the total pages... Oh, actually, there's extra at the back, I forgot. But the actual story, there's an interview with the author. The actual novel is 344 pages. Okay, this is about a lot of things. Now, first of all, it's dark academia, gothic. So if you enjoy those genres, you will enjoy this. This has theme. I absolutely love the cover, by the way, as I do with this Dancing with Bees. I love this cover. I think it's bright and sunny, and it has Banksias and a lot of Australian plants on there, a lot of Australian flora. This one has some beautiful, I'd say they're roses perhaps, or they could be a type of chrysanthemums, perhaps. Absolutely beautiful cover. So this is about two students. I think it's 1968. We begin in Massachusetts, in America. They're two students, and they become involved with one of their professors. It has sexual content. It has discussions of or themes of homophobia, racism, sexual content, murder, bit of gore. It is out of my comfort zone, but I enjoyed it. And if you love dark academia and you love gothic, you will enjoy this. I won't tell you what it's about, as I never do, but suffice to say, it's two students. We start off in 1968, I think it is, and they become involved with one of their professors. It's interesting, it's riveting, compelling, wicked. It's really, really interesting. But it has these incredible and very poignant themes through the novel. I enjoyed it. If you like gothic, if you like dark academia, you will enjoy this. So I recommend it, actually. I really do. Oh my goodness! Ooh, there's always one, isn't there? There is always one. Okay. HarperCollins sent me this novel. I ticked it off on my list. They sent it for me to review. And boy, do I recommend it. Okay, this is Miss Carolyn Bingley, Private Detective. This is by Kelly Gardner and Shamini Kumar. This is Australian. This is about... It's so exciting, everyone. I just loved it. Okay, this is 2 years after Pride and Prejudice. Now, it is a tribute to, I guess, Jane Austen. This is her 250th anniversary, so how wonderful that this has been released, or being released this year. It's just brilliant. Okay, so we have Miss Carolyn Bingley, who was in Pride and Prejudice. If you know Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, you will know the characters. Carolyn Bingley. This is about 2 years after Elizabeth Bennet has married Mr. Darcy. And, of course, we know from Pride and Prejudice the character of Carolyn Bingley. Now, she is now wealthy. She's on her own. She's about 28 years of age. And Darcy's sister, Georgina, I think it is, her Indian maid has gone missing. And she, by virtue of what she does, she involves Carolyn Bingley in trying to locate this maid in London, who they believe has gone missing and gone to London and has gone missing. The story quickly unravels from there in the first chapter or so, but then we get to there is a murder, and then we get to the real story through the rest of the novel. Carolyn Bingley obviously becomes our private detective. This is brilliant because it involves Jane Austen's characters, and we get to know what they are doing a couple of years after Elizabeth Bennet marries Mr. Darcy. It is well written. I'm so proud of this. It is absolutely brilliant. Now, this is, as I say, HarperCollins. It's 2025. Let me just check that. I know it's out this year, but I just want to check just to make sure. Yep, it's 2025. And it is minus their acknowledgements and everything, it is 350 pages, I think. Let me have a look. 355 pages. Do yourself a favour. If you are a Jane Austen fan, if you love detectives, if you even love a little bit of romance, there's a bit of that in here too. A bit of mystery, murder. It is brilliant. Jane Austen fans, you will love it. It is great. And I love the cover with the magnifying glass there and with the silhouette of Carolyn Bingley. I absolutely love it. Do yourself a favour. I couldn't put it down. It's witty, it's interesting, it's exciting, it's compelling, it's well written. It's great. It's an adventure. It's great. Do yourself a favour, everyone. Get this now. Put it on your well, actually, I'll have to let you know because I don't think it may not yet have been released. I'll just double check that. HarperCollins didn't tell me when it was being released when they sent it to me. So I'll have to go back through the paperwork and check. I don't think it is. But anyway, I'll check and I'll let you know in the subtitles. It's absolutely brilliant. Do yourself a favour. Put it on your to-be-read list. It's a great read for any time of the year. You know I'm not a seasonal reader, but it would be great in winter as a really snuggly read. It's fantastic. I love it. Good on you to Kelly and Shamini. I beg your pardon if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. Shamini. Thank you for writing this. It's absolutely brilliant and very fitting for the fact that it's being released this year in Jane Austen's 250th anniversary. By the way, everyone, I noticed that there's a new movie coming out How Jane Austen Ruined My Life. The trailer looks absolutely brilliant. When I get to know a little bit more about it, or if I go to view it, it's out this year. I think it's out soon. I don't think it's been released quite yet, but check it out. It looks really good. So that's a great movie. Okay, our last one for today is The Green Man of Eschwood Hall by Jacob Kerr. Now, Jacob is English. This is set in England in 1962. We have our young 13 and a half year old Isabella, and she lives with her mother and a sister and a brother. She becomes involved with the woods surrounding Eschwood Hall. Because of her involvement, she becomes more in tune with nature, more in tune with the forest, and therefore more in tune with the Green Man. I love this. Again, I love this cover. This is a hardback too. Now this is by, even the inside cover, look at that. It's just so attractive with all the green, well, what would be the flora. And of course, the front cover with the forest and the Green Man. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. Okay, sorry everyone. I get a little bit waylaid by my enthusiasm. Now this was 2022, and it's by Serpent's Tail, which is an imprint of Profile Books Limited in London. The front of this, I remember when I read it. Yes, it has a map. And seriously, who doesn't love a map in the front of their novels? I love them because you can really refer to where the characters are going and where they live and what they're doing. This was brilliant. I loved it. It's a fable. And of course, the Green Man is a fable anyway. But I really enjoyed this. I recommend it if you're wanting a lovely story, fairy tale, fable, more involving nature and in England. This is a novel that you should read. It's lovely. It's well written. It's easily read. It's beautiful. I love it. So that's that one. Okay, going over them one more time. Dancing with Bees. I loved it. It's a romance. It's fun. It's set in Hobart. It involved bees, which I absolutely loved. Just that disclaimer, if you're not into more modern day talking or speech or writing, or if you are, and when I say that I mean involving phone texts and language and swearing and things, just be aware of that, but try not to let it put you off the story. I enjoyed it, but I just wanted to make that disclaimer. An Education in Malice, it is dark. Be careful. It does have all of those themes. It has fairly, I wouldn't say explicit, but sexual content, and those ideas of, the racism and homophobia. It's dark. So, and murder and gore and blood. But it was interesting and I enjoyed it. It's not my genre, but I enjoyed it. Get this now, everyone. I can't say it's just brilliant. It was page turning. I couldn't put it down. I absolutely loved it. And it's Jane Austen inspired. So, and her characters from Pride and Prejudice. And The Green Man of Eschwood Hall. I absolutely love this. It's a beautiful story. Do yourself a favour. Get this one as well. Absolutely beautiful. So that's those for today, everyone. All different. Really different, set in 1968, modern day, 1962, and of course, Regency era. So 4 completely different eras, 4 completely different styles of writing, all really good. So long as you take into account the styles of writing, so long as you take into account the genre and the era, there's sure to be something in there for you. Absolutely. I love them all. Okay, that is that for today. Don't forget, there is that new channel coming up, but it will be a few months. I'll keep you informed as to how that's coming along. There is a lot of work for us to do in the background, but we're excited and we hope you will be too. And we hope it will really excite everyone out there in the world that we're renovating a cottage on an Australian property, and hopefully that will then also excite them and interest them to travel Australia with us and to perhaps read as well. We hope to have something for everyone on the 2 different channels. Okay, have a wonderful week, everyone. I'm about to go off and get myself a cool drink and turn the fans on. The dogs are sitting behind the camera. They're in their bed. I won't show you because their bed is a mess, because they kick things out and they throw things around. So one is Arthur's on the floor and Rooney has taken over the hammock bed, but they're right behind the camera. Oh, the other thing, I hope you all enjoyed the relaxation video on Saturday. I know some of you contacted me and said that you really enjoyed. You contacted me in the comment section or by email, and you said that you really enjoyed it. So thank you for that. Thank you for letting us know that you enjoyed it. There will be more of those in the future in place of some of the travel videos. So when we can't go out to travel, we'll give you a travel video. As you've all asked, perhaps some skincare, sneaky midweeker, cooking, things like that. We'll try and sort of present those to you in the best way that we think possible. So yes, thank you for letting us know. We hope you all enjoyed it. And if you haven't watched it, please do go back to the relaxation video. The thumbnail is Australia. You'll see it on the channel. I think it's in the playlist of, I've made a new playlist for relaxation videos. It will be in there as the first one of our relaxation videos. And if you haven't watched it and you do in the next few weeks, I hope you enjoy it. Okay, everyone, that's enough from me. I'll get this uploaded on the channel for you in the morning. Take care, everyone. Look after yourselves wherever you are in the world, whatever you're contending with. Remember, life is good. It is here to be enjoyed. Don't worry about the small things. I can genuinely say at the end of the day, they don't mean anything. Don't worry about the small things, concentrate on the bigger things, and sometimes it's nice just to stick your head in the sand and enjoy life and not worry about what's going on in the rest of the world, to be honest. Otherwise, we will all be an anxious mess. So yes, happy reading, safe travels wherever you go in the world, wherever you are going, interstate, intrastate, international, even if you're just walking across to the next door neighbour or over the road to the next door neighbour. No, over the road to the neighbour or to the next door neighbour. And safe travels and good eating, everyone. Until next book recommendation or travel video, take care, look after yourselves. Bye for now.